and you do it because you have all your ducks lined up in a row already. You have your organizations lined up. You have your letterheads. I'll tell you what. A letter that has a testimony that comes in with a letterhead tells them that you are important enough to have at least a letterhead, right? So it's like sending in 2 or 3 testimonies. Okay, and the fact is the state doesn't have enough money to go check all these things out. They never do. All they want to know is how many yeses and how many no's. So what I'm saying is, why couldn't you sit at home and make yourselves a whole bunch of organizations, call yourselves whatever you call yourself. Doesn't even have to be called Hawaiian, you know? And you have those letterheads ready. So when you have a piece of legislation that goes out, then we can use the internet properly and let it alert everybody that this stuff is coming out. Okay? Now, here's one of the problems with the internet. They get to look at it too. That's why there's a bunch of things I'd like to be able to tell you that I can only suggest to you. I'm not going to incite you into this, but I will suggest to you that there are ways to play this game that are effective. Okay? And that paper game is a very effective game. All we need to do is do it. It is time consuming. It takes all about 15 minutes if you know how to use your word processor right. Okay? Truly, I mean, it doesn't take very much at all to do it. And looking at all us, I can guarantee you, each of us got a kid that can do it faster than we could. So, recruit the kids. Recruit the kids. Tell them, look, make me 20 letterheads. And like I said, you can call yourself anything at all, you know. Call yourself the Four Tops, I don't care. You know, they don't either. That's what I'm saying. They don't care who you are. All they care about is it a yes or a no vote on that subject matter. And since that's the way they play the game, then let's play it back. Right? How many people we got here? 40. About 40 people. Think if we did one once a day. How many organizations is that? That's how many votes you got, bro. That's how many votes you can move around that quickly. Just a suggestion. Hey, you know, I wanted to say something about this Kuwait petition too. You know, when Lynette Demo started to do this Kuwait petition, you know, I thought it was really neat. It was really cool, although I found it outdated because it was a petition that was done. It's already been done. But as she was explaining to us that it's an interesting thing happens to you when you find your own family name that's on there. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't really think too much about that, but a couple years ago, I was doing one of my vigils over here, and I let them set up all the Kuwait petitions over there, all the posters, and yeah, it's nice to see. I mean, it's very moving to see it. But anyway, to make a long story short, I was doing my thing, they were doing their thing, and I had completed my stuff, so I was kind of lending a hand picking up the placards that gave the names. And I've always felt like a Lone Ranger. My last name is Ferguson. I mean, you know. So, I mean, you know how hard that is in Hawaiian to figure that out. Yeah. So anyway, so I was helping pick up the placards, and I looked up, and if I never see my grandfather's name, Henry Nuuanu, and it blew my mind because then it really struck home that, hey, my grandfather then signed the petition. So it made it really, really personal to me. And I'll tell you, here's a real funny story. Guess who else's grandfather is Henry Nuuanu? Polycarpo Deadman.
Oh my God.
How's that one? Boy, that blew my mind.
Okay. There's a bouquet.
But what I'm trying to say is that's how crazy this is. That's how crazy this stuff is. Is that we have family so deep. There's so much. We have so much family. It's amazing. And you know, we got to remember that we got a lot of lolos out there, yeah? We got a lot of people out there that think they're white, or they think they're going to get white, or whatever, or somehow achieve some kind of magical dream that is not ours. But we got a lot of them out there, you know? A lot of guys will give you this whole excuse. I mean, the big excuse the guys up to the TMT are going, you know, we got to feed our families. Yeah, well, you know, you ever heard of another job? Does it have to be that one? You know, I mean, do you really want to be the one to participate in that? And that's a hard one to call because, you know, I cannot feed anybody else. And I know that. But I also look at this as like, gang, you know, we're cutting ourselves way, way, way short. Because the amount of money that goes through here, the amount of money that goes through the Pacific, which is our spot, yeah, is enormous. I mean, the state budget doesn't even come close to it. Let me tell you something. In any other country, you got 200 miles of economic zoning, right? That's your economic trade zone, okay? That sky is yours. All the money that goes to that sky is yours. So I want you to think of how many satellites are in the Pacific that are right above here in our parking lot.
Gotta be
And
like
all the money that's going through that system. I can tell you how much. I can tell you that it's such a tremendous amount of money. I know, I'm a master technician in computers. I specialize in communications. That's what I do. So I'm telling you, what we fight about is so small compared to what is actually going on here. Yeah, that we are being shorted on. People are selling our fucking water off to the goddamn military. Okay? That's taking away from the lowies. You know? They're covering up the last of your fertile land out in Eva, right? I mean, that is historically the breadbasket, and they've somehow come up with some kind of excuse why we need homes. For who? For who? I mean, a freaking condo over here. I think it starts at $450,000.
Lucky.
If you're lucky enough to want to get an 800 square foot apartment, you know, I think you're fucking nuts if you're doing that. But, you know.
$2 million off.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you is that we have to pay attention. Why? Because we have children, and our children are going to need to know how to save themselves. We have to save it for them, right? I mean, how many families we're going to put in one house?
As much as we can.
Yes, as much as we can. But it's getting harder and harder and harder. And so we need to think of some creative ways. We need to talk about these creative ways. Like I said, I'm not trying to incite anything, but I am trying to stimulate people into thinking there are fucking ways, and we should start coughing them up. Good in that one. So, you heard that. That's a public disclosure. I'm not inciting.
If we all gave each other just $10 a month, each person, one individual, every month, that's $200 right here going to one individual to pay toward the credit card. You can pay it to your car loan. We will be zero credit on our credit cards, debt-free on our car loan, debt-free on our mortgage loan. We get more Hawaiians involved in believing in that theory. We all be debt-free. We all own our own house. We all own our own car. Taking care of one another. Nobody else can take care of us but us. So we need to start doing intelligent things like this. That's the best way I can think of.
I'm gonna let us have one thing because they know we can pull our money from theirs.
You can make them $10. Those that can afford $20.
I never captured this microphone, you know. Anybody got an idea that wants to speak, come up and speak, please.
Okay, sorry. Come on, Hank.
Interrupting me.
That's good. Your ideas that are not inciting but are creating.
I think it's been creative, yeah. It's been very creative. Yes. Yes, please. Yeah, I can get this over here. Hey, by the way, somebody's glasses was over there on the ground.
Oh, Mike.
Yours. Sure, get them on your eyes.
Ain't no shoes. Oh, get them on the face.
Oh my God. Good morning.
Okay, first of all, is it getting late or something? But anyway, first of all, I'd like to thank Brother for doing this video. And thanks for everybody for coming. And especially the young people fighting. You know, I came to give my support, and that's all I wanted to do, because I see the young people fighting. I see all the people who've been in the struggle, and it ain't easy. So any way, shape, or form that you do fight your battle, it's all a good thing.
Yep.
Whether you lose or whatever, you're gonna learn. That's the point. For me, I didn't come because I wanted people to get behind me, what I do. Because I found sometimes when you put things on blast, you get a whole bunch of crazy. You get a whole bunch of oy valenos. I know everything, no tame natin, or da. So sometimes what brother is saying is that you need to get organized. I'm a very organized person. I'm a controlled person. When I do shit, I want it done right. Me. And so I only have me and my family. When we do what we do, it's basically me and my family is a gang. If we're going to war, it's me and my family. That's it. Okay? So I don't expect people to be like me. I don't expect people to think like me, because for me, I set the tone for my family. So when I see all the young people, I'm happy for that. I may not be there, but I even thank people. I want to thank people for who heard what was happening with us. Thank you for your prayers, because many people couldn't come, and many people, wanted to come and they couldn't. You cannot be everywhere and everything for everybody. But the bottom line is never forget them if you know how to make your prayers. You know how to do and set your business goals. You have to set goals. Like what he's talking about is so essential for us. It's not about inciting. We have to incite. We have to incite that authority of who we are as a people. We have to stop. And no offense to people, but I hate the singing. I do. I like our young people to know you stand, you stand with that ability when they tell you, hey, you gotta move, and you go, why? You know what I'm saying? You gotta take the challenge. You gotta be able to rebuke them. You gotta be able to call them what it is and call a spade, and not be afraid of the repercussions, because that's your thing. And you handle your thing, however it is. It's nobody's place to critique whether you're too strong, you're not strong enough, or whatever. I just feel for some people, how they do, that's their thing. Mauna Kea, that's their thing. People ask me, well, after what you say, I said, that's not my fight. That's their fight. Let them go take them. All the young people, they love this. For me, it's rah-rah, yeah? Because everybody in the whole wide world now want to come. I am Mauna Kea. It's all bullshit. All these goddamn celebrities that want to put on shirts and I am Mauna Kea, but they ain't going to give a goddamn dime. They ain't going to come over here and stand and pay for all your being arrested and all this shit. All these so-called bullshit stars. But they want recognition. Your fight is your fight. We are Hawaii. It is our country. Remember, the state is a fake state. It is a corporate entity with a DNB number. They have a DNB number. Not that they give two shits about whether you understand that, but what we found is that the flag, and if you guys get emails, I'm going to have my executive secretary send you this whole thing that she did the research on regarding the flag. I don't know if any of you when get that part, because it's not about just the Admiralty law. It's not about the yellow fringe. It is, that flag is a USC 4 flag 1 and 2, which makes it a military flag. The only place you can put that military flag is in court-martial military courts, the president's office, the recruiting center, and the color guard. This is the research my daughter did for the laws of occupation regarding military. Now, why I say this is because most of us only look at that flag as, oh, they're practicing Admiralty law, and the whole court is a ship, because that's why they call your docket number. Your docket number means you are entering in the ship, but in Revelation, that USC 4 flag 1 and 2 already determines where, and giving you warning that you are entering a court martial of a military status. So pay attention, go look it up. Okay, if you guys like, I can have my daughter blast you the information. The reason is because one kupuna in Big Island started putting these flags on his paper. One was the United States flag, which a flag of friendship, and one was a USC 4 flag. Now, when he put that, all he put was the right to travel, the Constitution, and Kamamalahoa. And then he signed it over there, he mailed it to himself, and he made it a kapu document. And he gave it to people who went to court, and they challenged the judge and say, is that a USC 4 flag? Because if it is, he was going to call the JAG to arrest the judge. Only military courts can have that flag. So are we under military jurisdiction in a circuit court? No. Are we all understanding that that flag has no business being in that court when you enter, because it's not a court of equity, correct? We know it's not a court of equity, but it's also not on military court. So I have an appointment to go and see the JAG, the head of the whole Pacific Fleet, because I'm going to bring up the subject. And if some of you want to go with me, you got to go blast my number, and I'll invite you to come, because the nation of Ku spiritually is asking to come in, because we want to research why is that flag flying in our courts. Because the yellow fringe, you already know, suspends the Constitution, so you have no rights. The yellow fringe already determines under martial laws of occupation that you are guilty before found innocent. And it also states that once you challenge that flag, now the question is asking the judge, are you a military, impersonating a military advocate judge? Now, this kupuna that did this paper, he don't help, really weird kupuna. He don't help no kingdom people. He don't like no kingdom people, he don't like no sovereignty people. But if you want Hawaiian with a problem and he make you that paper, which is very hard to get him, when somebody gave me a paper, I saw the paper, the Spirit of God told me, flip the script and you make them to your own, and you put the flags on them as your authority. So for us, at this time, I think this is like an exciting time to go see the JAG. It's not about submitting a document to say, oh, you know, you guys supposed to do this. The reason the laws of occupation, when that flag landed and became through executive order of Eisenhower, made 2 executive orders. One was as commander-in-chief, which put that fringe, made it travel like a ship. Okay? Make it travel like a ship. And that's how that yellow fringe is the Admiralty law, crossing water. It only made it a military flag. The fringe got rid of the Constitution. There is no Constitution with that flag. You go into court, you first have to take your flag, which is that flag back there. That's the only flag you take in. Anytime you enter into that court, you put that flag down because you are claiming that's your country. Your flag come with metes and bounds. Like I said, I will send you the document. It will have the metes and bounds, everything on it. The next thing is that the only official flag, and it's not that it will represent you, is the flag with the 48 stars. The 48 stars is because 48 states in the United States is the only flag of the highest authority even over that fringe flag, because it is the only flag that upholds the Constitution. It's the only flag that protects your rights. That is the flag with 48 stars, and you can use that flag for your constitutional rights, okay, if you want to. But I tell you, this is something that we found out, and it has been revealed to us, because I think we all kind of just said, oh, well, we're not going in the swinging doors, and we're not going, you know what I mean? Everybody was trying all different stuff. Oh, I don't like being under your jurisdiction. But it doesn't matter. Are you in a court? Are you being court-martialed? Is the question. Is this judge an advocate judge, a military judge? Hell no, none of them are. And if that is so, then we have to make the military uphold the laws of occupation, which protects Hawaiian Kingdom law. The laws of occupation, first of all, protect the laws of the country that it occupies. That once it does this, our job is to kick the military's ass to go arrest these guys for impersonating what? Military people. So that's why I have an appointment to go see them. And I'd be more than happy to invite you guys to come and stuff. I'll go find out when I can get my appointment. I call in all the people I know, all the relatives and whoever, whatever, to get us to go, because you know why? It is important that we never understood about that flag. We just thought about Admiralty law. We thought, oh, what and what and what. But court-martial flags, military flags, the warning is already telling you what? You are entering into a court-martial court. And you are guilty before proven innocent. That is military court rules. So anyway, I thank you for all of you, for all of you, your prayers and your support. And that's not what I came. I just come because I just like to come. I got married here 33 years ago in that gazebo to this wonderful man. I got married to my husband 33 years ago. Seemed like just last week we got married, yeah, darling. But anyway, thank you. We're gonna go. Huh? Get real. I need bed.
At that time, it was not about permit or nothing. We just went right in there and got married. There was nobody when just come over there and, hey, you guys gonna be in there. Nobody gave, hey, you're not supposed to be. We had a whole, everybody, the family, everybody, right up inside the gazebo. The whole thing, the priest and everything, blah, blah, blah.
This is our country. And I use that words, and I have been using it. It's not about our aina. It is about the whole damn thing is ours. It's our country. And I tell you something true. The problem we have many times is that many of us are in financial situation. We need money. So we have to keep our faith and keep our prayers, because we coming into some people that getting money. So I told my daughter, if that happened, I'm gonna have a huge halavai. I'm going to pay for everybody. Come in, support all the groups, every group, everybody. And we're going to bring in international attorneys and we're going to rock everything. Let you fight how you got to fight because our people need financial. They are in financial distresses. So it's nice you like go fight, but it's not easy because you still got to pay electricity, you still got to get water, you still got to pay gas, insurance, and all of that. But you know what? Our time is at our gate. Our time is here. So we just have to know, fight smart. Even if you lose, we still gonna fight. You learn, and I'm proud of you for, what you do. I'm proud of everybody for what they do. Because you know why? At least you ain't doing nothing. You doing something, and that's all that's important. So mahalo and thank you to everybody, Kay. Thank you.